Whoa, bucket of spinach. Like a box this full, filled all the way to the top. And at the farmer's market, the guy there is like, this is going to go bad. Come on, I'll make you a deal. So I got this entire box here. And I'm deciding to wash it 1928 style, which is use the sink as a device. Instead of crying about the pots and pans of the colander, which is where my brain started, I'm like, wait a second. This was my grandmother, how would she have done it? And she would have filled the sink and solved this problem with the pile of food this way. So just wash the sink first, cut the ends off, threw everything in there, and now you can see, I just have all this light, and I'm coming underneath it. I don't want to damage it. I'm going to wash it here.
Okay.
See that? So just getting it all light. The water's clear now. So it made a difference. Okay? So now, I guess, what I can do is I'm going to pull it, and we're going to start putting in some for saute, and so much for having some as salad greens, because they're kind of all choppy and they're on their way out, but we're going to juice some. You know, nothing like a carrot apple with some spinach in it to charge you up at the beginning of the day. Right?
Mm.
We need that right now. Sauteing some spinach. Right? It's breaking down fast. That huge box. You can hear it going in here. But there's a lot to this one. Does this sound a lot lower? It's about the same. I think we can, for some reason, we're cooking much faster over here. So, I need to move some of what I got here to this one. Give some room to maneuver in here. So we're just cooking up all the spinach. All we have is a ton of garlic. How many cloves did you use? 3?
Cloves of garlic?
Well, you used entire heads of garlic, right?
Right, I used about 4 heads of garlic.
Alright, and you sauteed them in some olive oil?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that's in there?
Correct.
And then we're adding this stuff, and we'll just let it simmer. Meanwhile, we got these at the farmer's market today. These have been growing on this farm for like 100 years. They're really old brand, strain, I guess. These are not Asian pear apples or whatever, but they're similar in the sense that they're they've got that golden look, and they're kind of soft. I don't know how to describe it. Almost like rough. They're not about being shiny and red. And I'm really getting turned on about these alternative colors and alternative foods that are out there. More heirloom. You know, this is heirloom. You know, this has been grown on this farm for a bajillion years, and they're picking them off the trees and selling them to us. And nobody's buying them the way I am, because everybody wants to buy the shiny red apple, you know? But that's just in our programming. This stuff is where it's at. It's good. It's pleasant. I'm gonna wash them. Just wash them off, because we're gonna juice them. I'm gonna make some carrot, apple, ginger, spinach, and then I'm gonna do a pile of just straight apple. All right, there it is. Producing in volume. That's the game tonight. So, I'm going to need a better juicer when I'm starting to spend money on that every day. Right now I've just been experimenting a little bit. I think we should check on this spinach. Right? Pretty simple. Just a little bit of grit down in there, by the way. Almost wonder about that. But. Okay, and this guy, wow, that's cooked down too. Cooking down too. Wow. All that spinach, okay? I know, don't you just want to have some now? Maybe we will tonight,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Spinach out.
Yeah.
But it's going to be great to have that for lunch for the kids, right? That's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And juicing carrots, this machine was made to juice carrots. It totally was. So they come out fluffy and dry. You know, it works so great with that.
Yummy.
It's a total rainbow. Carrot, spinach, these beautiful apples. And the spinach and the apples both come from the farm. And the carrots I got at the health food store, they're actually looking nice and fresh. It's a nice upscale step from eating, having our Walmart organic carrots, which is just fine. Costco. Same thing, whatever. Yep, this is working. So, you know what I like about this white container? It's exactly 2 of my juice containers. So, right now, I can tell I've got a nice juice. Right? Just look at that. Mix it together. Mix it out. Really delicious. Carrot, apple, ginger, spinach. And man, you drink that after you wake up in the morning, in a couple of hours, you're still feeling like, you have so much energy in an hour, and in a couple of hours you just feel ready to rock. Gonna pour those in. Let me pour one so you can see what it looks like. Okay, here it goes. Take a look at it. Oh, that's just delectable. And the peace of mind I get from knowing that that is going to be in my fridge tonight and that I can drink that tomorrow is very difficult for me to express right now. There's a lot of emotion tied to that because I'm just coming to terms with how powerful of a tool it is to know with certainty what my body can feel like tomorrow. Having these, having lemon ginger blast, having the yellow watermelon. So I'll have 3 different types in that one day. And it's peace to me to know that. You know? Instead of, hanging your hopes on a freaking donut and coffee, because that's what I've spent my adult life doing in office and meetings and situations, or bagel and cream cheese and bacon and egg on top of a bagel and cream cheese on top of a coffee, and then having another coffee and having the sweets that they give at the meeting, and then, oh my God, and then, you believe me, you can achieve a buzz from that for sure, but in terms of the stability of it, this is way more stable. This is way more like, if I know I'm going to drink this tomorrow, even though I have been off the juicing for a week now. I've been off the juicing for a week because I was trying to do the fast and I kind of flamed out because I ate at the end of each day. And I was drinking all the Master Cleanser stuff, and then I had family in town, and I just pigged out. So I'm feeling kind of full and stiff and I'm trying to get back to this. Went to the farmer's market today, and knowing that I have this, knowing that I have the watermelons, knowing that I have the lemon ginger blast, we're going to make that next, gives me 3 different kinds of drinks and a total of 4 to 5 actual 32-ounce bottles that I will consume tomorrow. And knowing that, I know if I maintain that for, say, 2 days, I'm going to feel 100% better. This is all just going to be go and it's an incredible feeling to know that that's right there. It's not 100 miles away. I just need to get back on it. And I don't have to get rid of the hamburgers I ate last night or anything like that because I stayed on the vegan thing. But I'm not feeling good, you know?
Okay.
Look at that. That's just those golden apples, okay? Whatever they are. Some old heirloom apple. Look how frothy. Wow. Gorgeous. It's almost white. Whitish green. Look at that. Wow. It's intense. That is intense. This is so far one evening's worth of work. Okay, I keep them in rows of 3 in here. I can fit 2 6-packs or 12 of them. I've got 2 of these golden apples. I have 3 carrot, apple, spinach, ginger. And I have 6 watermelon, which the front 2 are just a small dark striped watermelon, so they're red, and the backs are more of an orange mix of the yellow and the red. Pretty nice. So the bulk food preparation continues. These 2 containers here, amazingly, are the sum total, with the exception of, I guess, this little batch over here that I did in the salad spinner to put in the juicing. This was full. So that went raw, and then this is all that entire box of spinach. See, it's not too much. Now we're going to take it, put it in the colander, in the sink, let it drain. Going to drain it. Because our plan is to put them in containers, put it in, it tastes good too. I mean, it's just spinach, but it tastes hearty and good. Our plan is to put them in the Ziplocs, so let them cool off a bit. And those Ziplocs are going to become, excuse me, we don't need Ziplocs. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is delicious. We're going to eat it just like this, because there's 4 of us in this family, and we'll eat this much spinach in one day. Right?
Yeah.
We will.
If not one day, 2.
Yeah, exactly. In immediate sequence. Wow, what a mess I'm making. Okay. Still though, this is the sum total of that whole box. That's pretty much it. But that's for a family of 4. We can pound that in, and imagine all that energy and power you're getting, pounding that into your system. As well as those juices, and it's just gonna reclaim, get me back to the plateau. You know, I was complaining before that on a couple of videos back, like, I'm feeling plateaued, I need to detox, and now I'm kind of like feeling unstable, and I'm thinking, oh my God, just get me back to the plateau. Just get me back to the plateau. Like, I'm not feeling braver at the moment. I just want to, like, come back to my comfort zone, which is now this plateau. So I shouldn't think, oh, I'm plateaued. I should think, yeah, I'm plateaued. You know, I have a plateau that is unlike anything else I've ever done before. I'm not going to McDonald's. I'm not going to Starbucks. You know, I'm not eating out. Well, I did in the past week, combined with a week of not juicing and doing detoxing, combined with last weekend with the barbecue, which I told you about. So it's like, it's been a week of eating meals which have questionable veganism, meaning they probably have butter in them. And no juicing, because I was going to do the wind down the detox, and I did detox-ish. Doesn't count for me. I don't think so. It definitely caused some stuff to move around. So anyway, bulk producing to try to regain, giving up my evening tonight to produce all this food in the hopes that, not the hopes, with the certainty, frankly, that 2 days of consuming what's in that fridge that I just showed you, and this spinach, just this spinach alone and what's in that fridge, consumed in the next 48 hours, and I will be like a new person. I'm just going to be like, coming back and feeling good, because I don't have all the muck to clean away. I just have a week of slippage. Now the final bulk item for the evening. As you see, the spinach is all drying out, cooling down. We have the ingredients for a lemon ginger blast: cucumbers, celery, fennel, dandelion, arugula, and it's making me cough, the habanero, ginger and lemon. So I have a lot to do here. But just the idea that all this one evening, and we've been doing about 2 hours now, trying to get it all together. But what comes with it is the assurance that in a couple of days we're going to be feeling back to that safe zone of that plateau that feels pretty darn good. So juice away we go. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Now my juicer totally is, like I said before, has to get replaced for this drink in particular because I'm losing a lot. My experiments I've made, this is probably my 4th or 5th time making the lemon ginger blast, and definitely just too much waste. And the produce is too expensive. These greens are just too expensive to have any waste. So I need to move to a slow, single auger type of machine. But in the interest of getting rolling, I'm glad about this. Just to be doing it. But the machine really has a hard time with all the stringiness, you know? This kind of stuff, I just make a fist and I just shove it in. And this is where my old juicer too, it's just wasn't built for all this kind of material, including the size of the hole. Right now my objective is just get as much of this nutrient value in my body. It's sort of a secondary issue about the economic efficiency of doing it day after day after day. I'm going to solve that, and it's going to be worth getting a new juicer for the greens. The evening is finally ending. I've been standing here for like 3 hours doing all this massive prep. And then we're ending the night with, most importantly, the lemon ginger blast, supplemented with apple to fill up enough two containers, because it got rough tonight. I thought we might have lost the old Juice Man 2 after 20-something years. But fortunately, the Juice Man 2 has a thermostatic circuit breaker. The habanero is really getting me just in the juice from juicing it. It's like I'm coughing. Try not to, it's tickling my throat. The juicer, man, it almost died tonight. We let it cool down. It was alright. It was all these greens. So clearly I need to graduate, and I'm thinking about getting, I'm going to get a masticating juicer. And Dan McDonald advises that, he recommends one. His top pick is, $530 versus $230. And $530 versus $230 is substantial. But you have to keep in mind, the reason it's more money is because it is a much more efficient machine at extracting the juice. And that's really where the money's going, is in all the produce that you're having to buy, So, let's take a final look down at the... Look at that. See, that makes me happy. That's power. That's power. Habanero. What else is in there? Ginger, lemon, apple, celery, cucumber, fennel, dandelion, mint, arugula. There we go. 12-pack, plus we drank some this evening. That is what is going to help me feel better, And of course I have to shake them because they look cooler when they're shaken. Oh my God, life in bottles. 2 6-packs,